From Reliance Jio, Retail, and of course, O2C and New Energy. Let's start first with Jio. So, Reema, you tell us, 5G, Jio phone, what's top of mind for you?
So let me start with Jio Air Fiber. So at the last AGM, they announced that they're launching an Air Fiber, which is basically a hotspot, a 5G hotspot, which gives you Wi-Fi-like services. Right? So they had announced the launch, but right now what we don't know is when is it available for purchase and what will the pricing of that be? Because this will be an important way for Jio to monetize 5G. You're going to get a 5G hotspot, which gives you Wi-Fi-like services. So this is a great way to penetrate into the rural market without actually laying out fiber and, having to spend. So this is going to be very crucial. The pricing, the availability, when is it available? Very recently, Bharti Airtel also launched a similar product. I think the pricing was about 2,500 and monthly you need to pay 700, 800 rupees. So that's point number one. Secondly, watch for the Jio Bharat phone. It was a 4G smartphone, fairly affordable. I think it was priced at 999. And after that, the company even launched a laptop. So anything that they want to say in terms of the volumes. But the one the street is keenly watching out for is, will there be a 5G smartphone? We know the company is working on it with the help of Google and other technologies, but will we finally see, will they talk about a 5G smartphone? That's going to be one. And finally, enterprise side of the business. Basically, enterprise means your large customers. All the services that we spoke about are your B2C customers, right? Catering to retail users like you and me, a smartphone, a laptop, or even that 5G air fiber router. But for enterprise, which is where big money is there, will they launch any services? Can there be a Jio Cloud? Can there be CPaaS services, right? Bharti Airtel, for instance, has CPaaS services which they provide to Airtels. So that's going to be, a crucial area of focus. And finally, just to recap what they told us in the last AGM about Reliance Jio, they had promised that 5G rollout will take place in the key metros by Diwali, that's October and November, and rest of the country by December of 2023. Seems like they're on track with that. A complete pan-India rollout by the end of this calendar year. And the second thing they had given us is that the total investment in the 5G network will be 2 lakh crore rupees. Any change to that number will also be very crucially tracked.
All right, that is everything that you should watch as far as the Reliance Jio business goes. But let's also talk about the retail. Part. Mangalam is joining us now with the key expectations. Mangalam, there's been so much news flow, right, as far as the retail section goes, whether it's Tira, whether it's Gap, whether it's Ustar now. So what should we track this time?
Well, a lot of news flow and a lot of numbers to accompany that as well. I'm just looking at Reliance Retail's numbers in FY23. They registered 78 crore footfalls, 25 crore customer base, over 30 lakh merchant partners, 18,000 retail touchpoints, and retail space of 66 million square feet, which is the size of a small city itself. So that's the numbers that they showed in FY23, and the growth continues. In all of FY23, the revenues were 2.6 lakh crores with EBITDA of 18,000 crore, margins just shy of that 7% mark. And partnerships, like you pointed out, continue. They entered the personal care categories in the FMCG space. They partnered with Gap to serve the mid-premium section of fashion, launched the beauty platform Tira. Metro AG's business in India is scaling up right now. And they entered new categories like confectionery, chocolates, and beverages too, which in the first quarter itself saw an 11 times growth after partnerships with Socio and Campa Cola. The key to track will be the performance of these acquired brands and new launches, and any further announcements on expansion and acquisitions of brands and categories itself. What we'll be watching out for will be the separate listing and value unlock timing for the Reliance Retail business itself. And very recently, we had Qatar investment in retail business. About $1 billion is what they invested, valuing the retail business at $100 billion. And they also launched the recent value-focused fashion store Ustar. So those are a couple of things we'll be eyeing as well.
Okay, Mangalam got that. We will watch out for any potential announcements around that. Let's talk about now the old economy business and the new energy business, so O2C, as well as all the giant strides that they're taking with respect to new energy. Sonal?
Well, new energy definitely will be the focus point, and their commentary there will be the key to watch as well. The updates on investments that they've made in the clean energy business, especially around setting up the gigafactories in both the solar and battery business, is something that we would like to know, because the company has already done acquisitions in the past. Investments of over 6,700 crores that has been made in FY24 to build capabilities in the new energy business. This is over and above the 5,500 crore rupees that they had made till the end of FY22 as well. And in the annual report, report as well, they reiterated their mission to build one of the world's leading new energy and new materials business as well. They reiterated their capex commitment of $10 billion over next 3 years that they will be doing in this particular segment. And they also said they are making rapid progress in the 5 gigafactories at the Dhirubhai Ambani Green Energy Giga Complex. This is something that they announced in the earlier annual general meeting. So the outlook on the integrated solar PV module factory will be required. Advanced energy storage battery factory is something that we can expect. Electrolyzer factory, fuel cell factory, power electronics factory. So the entire value chain is where the company had made announcements. And any outlook there in terms of timeline is something that AGM could speak about or something that the street is expecting as well. On the oil to chemicals business, they had spoken about how they are transitioning from producing transportation fuels to chemical building blocks. That's why oil to chemicals is what they are focusing on. Now, Jio BP, the JV, added over 1,000 plus electric vehicle public charge points in FY23. What would the outlook for FY24 be? Reliance was also able to maximize refining margin with feedstock sourcing advantage. And that's why their margins have been better than the peers and the other oil marketing companies as well. Now, improved and sustained gasifier performance reduced energy costs for them as well. They didn't have to import high-cost and LNG as well, and that helped sustain their margins and, in fact, improve them. So the outlook here on both the sides will be key to watch.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And you know what they told us in the last AGM also? That they plan to double their value by the end of its golden decade in 2027. So that perhaps would require a lot more by monetization if they indeed want to double their value by the end of FY27.